Bro, how honest can we be in this interview without it being political? You let me know. You let me know.
I'm always honest, man.
Okay, I'll start the metaphorical ball rolling.
Yeah.
About I think when was it that you had that conversation on Link Up TV when you were talking about where you saw yourself as being like one of the top rappers?
Oh, that was 2002.
No, man, it had to be later than that. It can't be 2002. It was about 5. It was years. It was you and you know when you was talking, you was with.
Oh no, it was way before that. It was like 2020 or 2021.
Yeah,
it was like COVID times.
Yeah, cool, yeah. I remember that time when you said that.
Yeah.
People weren't really.
They weren't. They kind of took it like it was banter.
Yeah,
like I was ramping, but I was being dead serious.
Okay, cool, yeah. Now, then after that, people started to see the work start to happen, yeah? Cool, it became a bit more like...
I feel like I was talking from my perspective without fully proving. It was just talk. Then I had to make the talk into action kind of thing.
So I started to see, I remember like there was a couple of, I forgot which video it was. There was one was like, I was like, yo, I remember seeing it going off on Twitter. And I was like, yo, Tef is now.
What, a video of me rapping?
Yeah, no, I remember this after that, you was dropping like.
I started dropping consecutively after that, and then all the eyes on me.
Right, cool. So now we start having like, okay, cool, Tef, all right, cool. And then you and Boost tape. People don't really clock how many that did.
That's a big.
It did some units.
Yeah. It did a lot. It got cool. Top 40 as well.
All right. So now I'm like, cool. From that to then you signed the deal, right? That was when did you actually sign the deal?
I signed the deal 2023. Say 2023 winter.
Okay, 2023. So that's basically 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, well, almost 2 years, yeah.
So I was like saying to myself, before you got signed, I used to have conversations with people and say, look, labels never sign rappers in their 30s who are seasoned.
Yeah,
It'll always be someone who's had a bar, someone who's young, someone who's new. They don't really give it to... So when you got signed, I was like, oh, that's something different. Yeah. Then the long and short I'm trying to get to is the momentum just kind of
went down.
So when I say to you about how real can one be, it's more so like, I know how you work when you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question is kind of like, one, did you want to take this amount of time to come out of your project? Was that your original plan for it to be?
My project was meant to drop. What are we in now? May. Ideally, my project was meant to drop last summer.
But was it ready though? Accountability.
I can't say. Cool. In hindsight, I can't say it was ready because if it dropped last summer, it wouldn't be the album that I just dropped. I've probably changed the album 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 since then. But I'm saying, if it was up to me, I would have dropped last summer. Had I been ready to drop last summer, it would have been a whole different thing.
So if you dropped last summer, what songs wouldn't have been on the project?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. The Gutter would have been on there. The melody, the singing songs, Need You and Wrong Ones would have been on there because they was made before I signed the deal. Yeah, Browning, the Leah joint would have been on there. And that might be all. Motion, I had, but I hadn't had the H verse. So what's that? 5 songs out of 14. Okay. So the other 9 songs are made since last summer.
But you would have had other songs that would have filled
I
that.
would have other songs that would have been on there. And like I said as well, I said this to someone else. There's songs that are on this album, not necessarily because they aren't good songs, but they didn't fit the narrative or the theme of the whole keep the change and the whole like, you know what I mean, the whole theme of the project. So they didn't go on there. So had it been received, it wouldn't have been received how this is. I'm not saying it would have been received in a good light, because like there's putting songs together and there's just rapping and okay, this is good rapping, and then there's putting together like pieces that make one solid piece. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you think when you sign over to a label, they fully understand how your audience view you, like in terms of how they are able to market that, maybe like roll it out? Do you feel like there's enough synergy in that process where there's an understanding like, this is me, this is my audience, this is what I mean to them, we need this to be kind of like amplified a bit more? How did you find that process?
Honestly, put it this way, most of the people, like big up the people at the label, number one, because that's their job, they're doing what they need to do or whatever. But if you ask me, out of like, I don't know, say 10 people that was working on my project at the label before I signed, if they knew in depth or if they had like all my projects on their phone, I would have told you no. Like, just simple. Like, I don't think they fully understood. Probably out of the 10, probably like 2, 3. But across the board, no. It's as much as it's new to me, it's probably new to them.
What if you're not making it obvious or too bait, like what gave you that inclination or that life?
More so their reaction or their perception of songs that I played them and the songs that they might have gravitated towards when we was like, don't get twisted, I chose the songs for my album. No one didn't say this is the one or choose da 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 da. I had full like control, but the songs and stuff that they gravitated to and the ones that they didn't, I was thinking, I don't think you're a Tef fan per se. I don't think. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Would you in those moments, because like I've been, people now been in A&R, and it's like there's been times I'll play music and it'll be like the boss, like there's no one higher than that, yeah. And I'm reporting into him and I'm playing him songs and he's like, where's the single? He's literally asked me which this doesn't sound like.
Is this you playing him singles or potential singles?
Yeah.
And he doesn't know which one's the single, or he's asking for the single.
He's asking me. He can't hear the single.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But then I understood that he's a 50, 60-year-old man from a different walk of life.
Go on. I don't want to cut you off.
No. So I understood, like, what they hear is not singles. It's almost like jingles, like that part.
And you see me, I'm like, bro, don't get it twisted. There's many rooms you can put me in, and I'm gonna adapt to the culture of that room and what's going on there. So I do have little conversations where I'm trying to pick people's brains, not necessarily about my stuff, but just in general of what they like, and that's when I like evaluate the situation. I'm like, oh, this is what you like. So maybe you don't even understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, what do you, have you heard Da's new album? Oh no, I haven't. Oh, okay. So what is? Oh, okay. What did you go to? What concert did you go to? Oh, I went to this. Oh, okay. So I'm just feeling people out, and I'm like, do you know what? Like I said, big them up because they're doing their job, so I can't blame them. But I don't even think they don't even relate. So how can they? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Me and you can have a conversation about UK rap and disregard anything to do with me, and I know where you're at and I can relate to you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I couldn't have that convo with half or most of the people. That was.
Does that? Even though you say you have creative control, I think for every artist, people's reactions to what you play, like when you're in the studio with the man and be like, yeah, it gasses you up. I mean, if you take that energy to like the label and you play it and it's almost like, like does it slightly impact decisions?
How about if I told you in terms of like label, even distros, because you can ask my manager, one of my pet peeves is having to play music to these people.
Because you want us to trust already what you can do.
That also, and two, it's like, what are you gonna tell me, or what are you gonna give me? You're not my audience. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not my audience. So you could tell me this doesn't hit, or this isn't what we're looking for, or this ain't the single per se, not that even that I'm that type of artist, and then we'll disregard a song that 80%, 90% of my fans would have loved. But you've given, like, do you know what I mean? You've just judged it off the bat, and it's like, it's not even you that I'm making it for. Or can we, you know what I mean?
Is that difficult as an artist though? Because it must be a new experience at that stage of your career.
Yeah, it definitely was, because it's like when I first, can't remember when I first signed my first distro. It was probably, I want to say, probably 2018, 2019 maybe. And my manager would be like, oh yeah, they want to hear new music. And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, that they want to hear. I'm like, even if I play them new music, this might not even necessarily be the music that I'm going to put out on my project. So why do they, like, have they not heard my music before? That's how I'm thinking. If you've even agreed to have a sit down of any sort, you surely should have heard my music before. Why am I playing you? It's not like my music's going to take a mad, drastic change. So I never really understood that whole playing music stuff. And then I spoke to an artist who was like quite like prominent. He's like, I don't play them nothing. Like I literally don't play them no music. Why should I have to? You know what I do. That's like, I don't know, like imagine a football team. Man United wanted to sign a new winger and they're like, yeah, come show me your skills. You know how crazy that sounds? Yeah, show me.
Go on travel.
Yeah, go on. That's insanity. Like not a youth project. Yeah. Not a new, like someone that's been doing their thing and you're like, yeah, can you come show us some moves? You'd be like, what? This is crazy.
It's mad, and you know it's weird, but when you put it like that, that's actually a sick analogy because it's like, that's why people have scouts.
Yeah.
They watch the person.
Scouts are gonna come and.
So if you scouted me, like you bring me for a meeting, it's like, you should really just know what you want to do now because you've seen enough.
Yeah, your mind should have been made up. Did you know that, well, you probably did, but in America, well, probably, no, I don't think they did it here because the scene wasn't that developed. But in the States, A&Rs used to actually go to the hood. Like go to the buildings, the estates, the parks, the basketball pitches, and hear the youths that's just out there rapping, like the raw. And man were getting deals off the back of just taking a trip to the hood to listen to the talent. Like, do you think they do that here? Yeah, I couldn't tell you what. I probably didn't even know what A&R meant. Not even the words A&R, but like what is their actual.
What are they actually doing?
Yeah, like what's their job role? Because I feel like there's A&Rs that do this, and there's A&Rs that do that, and there's A&Rs you only see in meetings, nowhere else. Like they're not on the ground. Their foot's not on the ground. But how can you be? Like, what is the name? What's the A&R? The actual meaning of an A&R?
The actual terminology is artist and repertoire, but I think what an A&R should be doing is.
But how do you build repertoire if you're not? You're not present.
My opinion is, and I'll say that most A&Rs are like buyers. Like people go like, like in fashion, someone's just gonna buy in the stock, right? They're like, okay, this is in season, we're gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that.
So it's like a
It's to get things to signature, right? So someone who's gonna basically like get someone to signature, right?
Someone that gambles on potential.
Huh?
Like, is it someone that gambles on potential? Maybe
Someone
not
that
gambles on potential, but
No. So put it this way, bro. Like, I'll say this: when you got signed, I was surprised. I think I was like, I didn't see that coming. I was surprised, and I was also a little bit concerned. If I'm honest, yeah, my concerns were: was this just a statement to look like we've done this? This is a cultural
thing, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool. Even if it's that's good. Then I was like, but then I understand the commercial viability element of what a major label looks for. So I'm like, but Tef's not an artist that goes...
Not a commercial...
Yeah, he doesn't go in the charts all day long. So I'm like... So then I'm now looking at like, okay, I'm now going to see what this machine does to build this asset that's been in our culture for like 15 years, that's already known within the spaces. Every person knows within our culture this size. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to see that they're going to show that they can do something that we haven't really seen before.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch from the outside. So when I was seeing the delays and I was be like, yo, bro, what's going on? Like, I was like, I wasn't understanding. And I think you weren't fully understanding.
No, not at all. Definitely not.
And I think, and the reason I said to you like how real can one be is because it's not about any offense. It's like, there's someone who's actually, I saw in your interview, you said like, yo, I want the youths to know, I'm not a criminal. Yeah. I don't do this. I make money legit from music. Yeah. But bro, when it's that real, like man can't be on the shelf
at all.
Because it's like, if you don't really invest in my thing, like how do you think it's gonna get to the next level? It can't just be like, all right, cool, here you go, throw this out. Minimal effort, potentially, and then we're gonna assess. It's like, have we done the maximum? Like, if there's a machine, the machine should really show what it can do. And for me, and again, I'm not a part of the label over there. I know people over there, whatever, but I didn't see the full force of a major label. And I will presume that it may not performed, obviously it's still early days, like the project that you and Boost did.
Yeah.
So those are the only things I could look to.
Independent.
And that's what it was independent. So to me, it's a lot more like, I think I'm gonna kind of scale it back because I want people to understand a bit like almost why you made the decision, right? It's like decision making. Are you natural? Are you rational? Like, what's the decision? So, bro, you now have a situation where you're kind of hot. You and Boost has done what you've done, yeah. When you signed, yeah, was it partly about the money though? Because I would presume I never even asked you the numbers. But was it about the money and like trying to like situate yourself?
What you have to so to answer that question, that year 2023. The year before, I dropped 2 EPs, All Eyes on Me, and All Eyes on Me, side A and side B. But side A, I literally dropped without a distro. I literally did it myself, shot the videos myself. So I was making decent money monthly anyway off that. And then the second one, the side B, I took like a minimal budget of that. So I was seeing money back from that as well. So in the terms of P's, I didn't need like a mad cash injection. I was good how I was bubbling, whatever. But I was having convos, but this is, you have to remember, I was, to the 2 EPs the year before, just got a top 40 with Boost. So I'm actually like, I'm nice now. I can, you know what I mean? I've got attention, I can move around. There's P's coming in without having a deal. I could have basically just done what I want. And I was having conversations with other distribution companies or whatever, distribution labels, whatever you want to call them, for near enough the same money that I signed with the label. So it's like, and you know how the distribution splits work, it's different from the label. The splits would have been better for me, do you know what I mean, on the back end or whatever. But I went with the label thinking, okay, I've never signed with a label before. Like, let me see what they can do that I can't do for myself.
Which is understandable.
Which was it was basically, I wouldn't say a gamble, but signing any deal really is a gamble, isn't it? But it was more raw. You know what? Like, I got nothing to lose. Like, I didn't give them any of my projects that I was making peas from. I'm still gonna.
She's already a catalogue.
Yeah, so I still got my catalogue, whatever. I was like, why not? It wasn't like it was some 5-album deal where I was gonna be locked down. It was a quick, do you know what I mean? So I said, let me go. But money-wise, I could have got the same money from a distro, and I would have been better from the splits. So it wasn't necessarily, oh, there was some, and it weren't no big crazy money anyway, which I wouldn't have wanted to be, because that would have obviously tied me down for longer or whatever. But yeah.
Okay, so that gives the rationale. So it was almost like seeing what they could do for your career, as opposed to just, it wasn't just about the money, because it was more of a career move, right? Do you think your career has performed better since you signed?
Honestly, I don't think it's changed at all. I think the time between me signing and dropping, it was too long, and it's just, if anything, I think the attention and emotion I had then has gone down, because like I was saying to you earlier, I'm a volume artist. I'm someone people need to hear a lot from. They don't want me to drop a single and then piss off for another 8 months and then drop another single, because that's what I did. I signed, and then a couple months in, I dropped Carlo Gambino, and then I didn't drop till the next. Carlo Gambino dropped, say, November, December. I didn't drop again a lot till about June the next year, and then I didn't drop nothing for the rest of that year, and then the album this year. For me, even if I was a fan of myself, that's way too long of a wait, and that's not enough music.
Do you take accountability for that though?
100%.
So what was going on? Was it now Tef's now the rapper now? Like Tef, you know, I don't know.
Bro, I was in studio every week. Like, from when I put pen to paper, I was in that studio. Like, Luke's can tell you, Boost can tell you, like, I've got projects worth of unreleased music right now that I've made since signing. But maybe, I don't know, I think I was in my head too much, like, this is an album, I can't treat it like a mixtape and just, because bro, you can lock me in the studio for a week, I'll come out with a mixtape, like, no problem. And they're going to be the same quality of all my other mixtapes. But my thing is, that's not what I'm going for this time. I'm trying to make a complete album. And you know how it is sometimes, like, with UK rappers, they'll have a project. When it does great, it's an album. When it don't, it's a tape. But I was, from before really, I was telling man, this is my album. This is my album, this is my album, this is my album. I was rocking with that notion that this is an album. And yeah, I'm gonna take accountability on the part that I wasn't ready when I thought I was ready, or when I thought I should have been ready, or when I wanted to be ready. And I kept changing things. If it was like beats, bars, clearing samples, the features, I'll be real, the features, yeah, I wouldn't say any of the features had me waiting. There was another thing where, I'm waiting for this feature, I'll wait. The features kind of smacked out kind of quick still.
So bro, I want to scale it. So the album, so when I look at the content you did with Ian Wright, again, I remember first of all, explain that relationship just briefly, and then how this came about, what we saw with you and Ian Wright for the rollout for your project, for your album.
So with Wrighty, I've always, obviously, bro, a man's gonna be showing man's age here, but every black kid from London that was into football probably grew up on Ian Wright. Like before Henri, it was Ian Wright. You know, like all the kids now, or not all the kids, but all the man them now of a certain age, like in your 20s or early 30s, it's Henri in it for them. For man, it was Ian Wright and Andy Cole.
Yeah, Andy Cole, yeah, facts.
Those were I could have been an Arsenal supporter just off the back of Ian Wright, easily, and Dennis Bergkamp. Those are my two favourite Arsenal players, and you know me, I'm an avid Arsenal hater.
Facts.
Dedicated Arsenal hater. So yeah, Wrighty, I've always followed him on social media. I can't remember how long back he's had social media, but I feel like from the day he jumped on social media, I followed him. He's hit me up. This is 2018. He's hit me up to do a football challenge. Hit me up to do a football challenge. I was just gassed to meet Wrighty anyway. Do you know what I mean? I didn't really care too much about the challenge, but anyway, I've gone there. It's gonna be a penalty shootout versus Rams. Me versus Rams, yeah. And got the gas to meet Wrighty. Bro, you know, we was warming up. My first kick of the ball, I just done my hamstring. Just fully, I couldn't, I could barely walk back to the car. And I remember that day, I was pissed because I don't think I'd kicked a ball in about 4, 5, 6 months. Done my hamstring. I kept saying to my manager, bro, I'm a joke, man, bro. Wrighty must think I'm a joke, man, bro. Pissed, fam. I was pissed. But the whole time he's like, nah, man, don't worry about it. No, man, we get me, just heal up. Because I was even, that day, even after when I done my hamstring, I was even trying to see if I could just jog it off the day. He's like, listen, you don't want to do all that, bro. Forget all that. When you're healed up, when you're ready, we do it again. I'm not going nowhere. You know what I mean? You got my details. We just, you know what I mean? We'll just rap. Cool. What happened? That same year, or a few months later or whatever, ended up going away. I got sent away on a little holiday. And I remember while I was in there, on the radio, there was a whole Ian Wright tribute thing, and they was talking about his history and how the troubles he went through before making it pro and this, that and the other. And I found out that he ended up having to go on holiday at the time. I think it was to do with cars or stealing cars or something like that. And he got sent away or whatever, and then he came home and then he patterned up and then he started moving serious about his career, and it just went up from there and he never looked back. So I remember I just I sent him a DM. It was somewhere along the lines of, Unks, man, I just heard your story on the radio, you won't even believe where I'm at right now. And I told him, and he was so disappointed. He's like, nah, man, what you doing in there, man? Bro, fix up, man. Do you know who you are, man? Stop, he just, bro, I wouldn't say he stuck it on, man, but he actually, nah, man. He's like, don't ever message me again telling me you're there, bro. You're better than that kind of thing. And I was like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? Kind of that DM or whatever that he sent me did more for me than anyone that I spoke to in there or while I was in there, or, do you know what I mean? any of the man them. You know, it's when the man them is show about you be honest with you. And I wasn't even in there for long, but he kind of just made me feel like, don't forget your purpose, kind of thing. Like, you're bigger than this. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, came home, never looked back, and I just started moving. I'd say that's when I started moving. Like, I am an artist. I'm a musician. I'm a rapper. It's what I do. It's my job, and I don't do anything else that's illegal or just gonna make me go back to where I just came from.
And then, so then now for your album rollout, do you reach out to him?
I reached out to him. I said, Unks, da da da. Do you remember that chat we had? I'm out now. I'm thriving. I'm signed to Atlantic Records. I would love to get you involved in my album campaign somehow. He's like, anything you need. That's all he said. He's like, anything you need. Then I went Ballers League. I don't know. I think it was week 3 or something. Seen him. He's like, nephew. Da, da, da. I was like, Unks, I need you soon. He's like, yeah, you haven't hit me. Hit me, I told you. Hit him. Sorted it out. Big up Righty, bro. You're just, yeah, bro. You mean a lot to me, bro. Like, I told you anyway. Man loves you, man appreciates you. And I'll always, do you know what I mean? I'll always stand on that promise that I made myself and that I made to you, that I'm not going back there, and this is what it is. I'm standing on my 2 and being who I am.
Shout outs to Wright, man, because he went pro late, innit? That was at 23.
Yeah, he went late. About 22, 23, something like that. Yeah.
So it weren't.
And for imagine someone going pro at 22, 23 now. That's unheard of, bro. That's unheard of. So yeah, he didn't go to Arsenal till he's about 26, I think. He was at Palace, bad in it. And even when he went pro, he wasn't in. Well, it wasn't the Premiership yet, but he wasn't in the top flight yet. He was in the league. He came up with them. So, Righty, man, legend, man.
Bro, how difficult is it? Like, so scaling back, yeah. Because I think music, like you talk about like putting out tapes. Music doesn't make. I don't think the man them were really making money from music independently until after they fully clocked Spotify or even PRS, if even that.
Yeah, but bro, you have to remember, yeah, my first mixtape came out in 2009. My first iTunes, remember before the streaming, it was the actual iStore, came out in 2014. So that's 5 years of not making money from music. Do you know what I mean?
But still going studio, still
going studio, still paying for videos, I was probably in the red. I was probably losing money doing music. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't show money. My first show probably got £100. That's petrol money there and back. Because it's not in London. Remember, we couldn't do shows in London at one point. So, bring all the men them out. Hotels, whatever. I'm in the red, bro. I do a show, I'm literally in the red. But I'm happy because I'm reaching the people. I'm seeing people that speak from different accents singing along to my music. So it was a good experience. It's part of the journey.
What's the purpose then when it's not financial and the label at that time are picking? Those times there would have been the Ironics, the Tinies.
Yeah,
the Chips,
the Tinchies. Those are the golden boys that will be making money from music. The rest of us are just. Because I'm not even gonna say like it was the coolest thing, because the guys that were the cool guys in my day or my area when I was growing up, they didn't care about music or doing music. They was getting money. So how do I do music now where there's no money unless you're making that music, which I wasn't gonna make? It's like, yeah, you're talented, but it wasn't the coolest thing, per se. You know what I mean? It's the man them that was getting money, that's hustling, and you know what I mean? Those are the cool guys.
Not saying like when it's actually start making a bit of sense, but do you identify and say, okay, maybe like it was 2019, 2020? 2016,
I dropped my mixtape Trillin'. And this wasn't on the... so remember I told you 2014 I dropped Renaissance to I Still Cool. Made some monies off that. 2016 I dropped Trillin'. It was a free download because I had songs on there that weren't my beats. So I couldn't put it on the I Still. But I had Nando's. The song Nando's was on there. And when that dropped, this is why it's mad. I dropped Nando's on the tape dropped. I was getting bookings just off the back of Nando's. The Nando's video is shot at a show that I was booked for to perform that song specifically. That's why it's mad. And then, I don't know, like, man was just having shows every week. Between me, this is when the 60s started popping off as well. Between me, the 60s, Blade, Trapo the year later. Trapo's even in the Nando's video. But you wouldn't know unless you knew him at the time because, you know what I mean, he was masked. Between me, Blade, the 60s, Trapo, 2016 to 2017, I think we was on the road every month, non-stop. If we ain't got a show this week, we got 2 next week. It was just non-stop. And this is when the uni circuit was still going on. Which a lot of artists don't even know about now. I don't know if they don't know about it or if they choose not to do it because they feel like they're bigger than that, but it's very important. I think that's where I learnt my craft and that's where I learnt how to actually perform. And then 2017, Hollow took me on the Landlord tour and that's when I said, yeah, alright, man's here now. This is what man does. This is how to do it. Cause I think we was on the road for about a week or 2, like on the road, sleeping on the big coach, like beds on there, city every day, waking up in a new city. That's when I said, raw, this is the actual artist life. I want to do this, not necessarily tour every day, but I want to be in this energy every day, like live like an artist. Cause you have to remember before that, man's on the block, doing whatever, might go studio. At the end of the night, man's doing night shifts. It wasn't a day like I'm waking up in the morning like, oh, I'm going to studio today. No, I'm doing what I need to do in the day, getting my monies however I'm getting them, and then studio comes after. So it's like, it's not a job, innit? It's like extracurricular. This is my job and this is my hobby because I'm not getting paid for it. But when that happened, I remember coming back from the tour and that's while I was on tour, just before the tour, I negotiated. I did a deal. Reebok shouted me. I did a deal with Reebok. To be like a
ambassador
for Reebok. I did that for 6 months. They paid me 10 bags for a photo shoot. I was like, what? Like for one photo shoot, bro. They were sending me clothes every week. Only thing I was pissed off, I couldn't wear Nike, and I'm like, it's a Nike. I'm a Nike baby. But yeah, bro, 10 bags. My face was on the side of buses. I was in JD Sports. My mum was like, oh, okay. That's when my mum was like, okay, maybe.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Small, you know, she need. So, yeah, 2017 is when I said, okay, I've arrived. This is what I do. This is how I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Is it? But then, there's fast money and there's music money. And music money always requires a lot of...
You say that, yeah. Okay, there's fast money, but it's not necessarily easy money. Whereas there's a risk. And if you get caught, you could end up here. Or if you lose this, you start from square one. And if you lose this and it's not yours, you're even below square one because you got to work back for someone else just to get back to... But in music, it's mad because you can be grinding, not seeing peas, and then a check might just come, oh, do you want to do this brand deal? And you're like, hey, 10 back, what, 20 back? And it's like, for me, that's what I'll call fast money, but it's not necessarily fast because, you know what I'm trying to say? Because that 10 bags was the easiest 10 bags I made in my life. What do you mean I just got to turn up to this photo shoot? And then you're going to provide me with free clothes? after that as well. Like,
And put me on billboards and buses and.
that was crazy. That was crazy. Like, for me, I went back to the hood, like, guys couldn't believe it. Like, I was giving guys there, yeah, hold that track, please. Oh, yeah. Like, guys couldn't believe it. Yeah, bro, that was crazy for me.
But you see, after that, then, so from that period, then, was there ever times thereafter that you thought, yeah, this may be, like, I need more from it, and I'm not getting enough from it?
100%. 100%. I feel like 2018, so 2017 when I toured with gigs, I think I dropped Tracksuit Diaries that year. 2018 is when or maybe it was the end of 2017, but therefore 2018 is when I got full concept of Ditto. You upload your music here, you click this, it goes on all these streaming platforms. Bro, I think in a month or two I just started going on holiday, bro. Like, there was just holiday money all the time. Like, I just started traveling the world off the back of having a Ditto account. Because it was foreign to me. So you're telling me I pay what, £50 to subscribe to this platform for a year. I put my music on there. As long as it's my own beats, I pull it out there, and then 12 weeks later, I'm just seeing P's going in the account. This is madness. It felt like I was trapping, bro. Honestly. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of easy. But then what I think happened then is the quality, I think the quality was sacrificed for the quantity. So I'm thinking, the more I put up on the streaming platform, the more P's are gonna come back. But I'm just flooding it now. But really, I should chill, go studio, work on something that's actual, like a reputable thing, and market it properly, and then go, and then it's got the big push, and then the numbers is gonna come. But I won't think it like that. I'll just banging out.
So when is it change? Was like, yeah, even though you're doing this way, but because you know what you see it is, bro. You see as we get, I wouldn't even say older, but you get into different stages of life. It's like, do you know what? I actually want to live in this type of area.
This is exactly what I want to do. This is where I want to move to. This is what I want to drive. This is what I want to wear. COVID. Because I had time to think. I didn't even I couldn't even find a studio to go to. Do you know what I was doing? I was writing lyrics on one phone, and I was recording them on another phone. So I'm basically recording songs in my house, but just to have them, because I'm a man, I can't really write lyrics at home. I have to write lyrics in the studio when I hear the beat, because what happens is I might write the lyric at home, get to the studio, and I don't even like it no more. So what I was doing is just recording the song so I can get the feel. So I'm writing it here, recording it here, and I did that for about a few months of COVID. So when like everything was open again and the studios are open again, I feel like I took my time with it. I just honed in on my craft a bit more than just banging out. Because before as well, another thing that I used to do, this is in the streaming era times, I just put my email online, on Twitter or Instagram, wherever it was, send me beats. So what I'm doing now, I'm just rapping on the beats that are available to me, instead of hitting producers like, yo, let's go studio. And then we're in the studio, this is what I do now. I don't make producers send me beats. I have to link the producer. Because what I like to do is find my own samples, get them to the producer, can you whip this? I want to be there while they're whipping it. What? Can't you put or put 808 here, or put like a laser here? But like every single beat on this, Keep the Change, I've been in the studio with the producer. And I think you can hear that in, do you know what I'm trying to say? Whereas I'll have a tape before and beat one sounds so crazy from beat. To the point where, you know, when you're listening to something in the car and you've got to adjust the volume for different tracks. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. So yeah, COVID made me sit down and actually work this thing out. Like, there's a science to this. Man can't just go in and like willy-nilly and just, yeah.
But you see when I was talking to this about on Keep the Change, like the kind, I wouldn't call it singy flow, or I don't, how would you?
I call it melodies, because I'm still rapping. And don't get twisted, a lot of these lyrics I've written same way I write any other rap verse. But when I've got to the booth, it's just how I deliver it is like, it's more like a melody than just bars, you know what I mean? And it's something that I've done for some time. It's mad because even someone saying to me, my first ever mixtape in 2009 has a song with me singing, I never wanna go back in. But it's a Max B. It's me remixing Max B fan. I never wanna go back.
That's the Max B had that kind of wave in.
Yeah, so it's like you're singing but you're not singing. And my thing is, I don't like autotune. Like I don't mind listening to autotune songs, but I'm saying for me personally, I don't really like autotune on my voice. I like to do it. So when I do these songs, I record without the autotune, and then when they're editing that, they might tune certain words to put them in key. But I don't like the autotune on the mic when I'm actually recording it. So I just call them melodies. Some people call them singing, but I just call them melodies, you know what I mean? And I had them, but I wasn't as confident before putting them in the thick of things with the rest of my songs.
I was saying to you on the second verse of Browning.
Yeah. I don't want to be without you, I'm going to eat without you. So I writ that as a rap.
But what made you, so creatively, what goes into your mind was like, I've written this, and then the beat's playing is like, actually, I'm going to do this.
Sometimes it could be...
Because the beat didn't drop.
Change.
Yeah.
Sometimes I could just be in the booth messing about, and then the beat would drop and I'll rap it and the engineer would be like, no, why don't you do it like that way? And I'll be like, what, really? Because even on the track Need You, because you ain't never really know me like I need you, I must have, after I've recorded it, I'm doing the stabs or whatever, and I'm doing it in the high pitch, need you, and then Luke's is like, bro, what? Why don't you do it like that? I'm like, no, I'm mocking. He's like, no, I try it, and I tried it. I was like, oh shit, it kind of works. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's me having fun, bro. That melody stuff is just me having fun. Like in my car, bro, when I'm rolling, I probably listen to about maybe 40% rap music, bro. The rest is it's pop, it's R&B, it's a little bit of rock, it's soul, it's funk, it's jazz. I'm just a music man, innit? I love music, period. If I like the frequency, if I like the energy, I'm gonna listen to it. And I think that kind of started to reflect in my music now.
Yeah, I think that's where it's like, you know, when you talk about this being an album, I think it was to showcase your ability on a more considered level in terms of like, you can take a bit more time with mixing, mastering, you can take a bit more time with like what kind of studios you go to. Like you're gonna sit in with producers that already have done stuff with like great artists elsewhere, and now you get to sit with them. Because when I was like, when I'm listening to, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can hear how this one's kind of like not similar to that, but I can hear like the same ears on this as being on that. And that. Kind of like, wait, who produces
even
it?
the Afro Beats tune, like I wanted to make a song where I do like, I didn't want it to be bait Afro where I'm even like trying to add Yoruba words or certain things, but I wanted to make it so that English-speaking Nigerian can listen to this song and be like, oh, this is a vibe. And so can an English person that isn't Nigerian or African at all be like, this is a vibe. It's like a cross between UK rap. I wouldn't say it's bang on Afro beats kind of thing, but it worked.
Bro, do you, like you said, you talk about feedback, yeah? Like first off, shout out to your launch party. Yeah. Bro, that was, I remember one of my friends, she's in Barbados, she was like where you guys? You the guys in Jamaica? Because you know at the back where everyone was just at.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it looked like?
Yeah.
Oh, swear down.
It looked like, it's like, bro, it looked like the cookhouse.
Yeah,
It's like,
the vibe was there. Yeah, that's mad.
Bro, but you see for you, bro, like, And I think Trap used to say it's like, it's your time.
Yeah.
Did you, through that whole day, like, did you to really take in the moment that this is all, not a narcissistic thing, but this is all about celebrating you, bro? Did you really take it in?
No, I took it in. I took it in the next day when I was watching everyone's snaps. So I literally went on my Instagram story and on my Snapchat, and it's like all the stories was just at my thing, and I was like, oh, that's lit. That's lit. They're here for me, kind of thing.
Was there any pressure on the day at all, or were you just cool? Were you just like, what was your actual mood like on the day?
I'll be real, bro. I wanted to actually, it was actually my intentions to get drunk that day, and I didn't, but I think I had 2 shots or whatever, or like, I was just pouring drinks for other people. But people thought I was drunk, and I was just high off the energy, the atmosphere. I was just so happy to be here, and 2, I was just relieved, like, wow, it's finally out. Like I think I said to Tia, shout out Tia Friday, I said, wow, it's finally, like, I thought this day wasn't gonna come, like, it's finally. And I never have anxiety when it comes to projects. You're gonna rock with it or you're not, like, it's not the end of the day. But I had anxiety, I was like,
what's the anxiety predicated on?
imagine they don't get it. Imagine they don't get it. Or imagine if they like it, but they don't understand what I'm actually trying to convey. Like, they don't get the message. Like, keep the change, bro. Like, keep the change. It's nothing to do with money, but keep the change.
So from a layman perspective, I'm sure you might be talking about elsewhere, why is that phrase significant to you then?
Because a whole lot has changed for me in the last couple of years. A whole lot has changed. I'm a whole different person from the first mixtape, the second mixtape, the third, the fourth. I'm a different being. I think different. I feel different. I look different. Do you know what I mean? It's like, keep the change and accept it. Because I'm not like, I have no plans to go backwards. I only want to change going forwards.
It's evolution, isn't it? Like, it's evolution. It's also progression in life, isn't it?
Literally.
Within, and also, is it Sicily? It's like, I think you said that's maybe one of your, am I saying right, Sicily? Yeah. One of your favourite tracks, right?
Which one? Sicily.
Yeah.
Sicily was the last song I made on there.
Is that why it's one of your favourites? Because sometimes people, you know, it's
It
like
was
the freshest one is the best one, isn't it?
It was, and it's not even recency bias, because it's like, I've listened to this song, I've listened to this project 100 times. I've sat there, I think like it was half mixed and mastered, and it's the same day I made Members Only with Frank Echo. You can kind of tell it's the same producer that made it as well.
Yeah, shout out to Frank, man. Frank's cold.
So I think the producer was just playing the beat, or the beat was playing and I was just sitting there. Oh baby, always trying to beat me. I was just doing it. I was like, oh, this is cold. I had no plans of rapping on that beat. I was just gonna go in the booth and start messing about. And if you deep it, the hook is 16 bars. It's not 8-bar hook. Did you get it? So it's like, that might not even be a hook. I was just how I felt. You know what I mean? We was trapping, now we touring. Was hopping trains, but now it's foreign. Check out my diamonds, ain't they awesome? Anytime my phone ring, that's money calling. Ain't playing sports, but we be balling. Bro, I felt accomplished, bro. I felt like Rocky at the top of the steps. Literally, bro. That was, see, like, if this was the project and like this were the pieces, that song was the glue. That was the glue. This is now everything fits. Because you know you have a puzzle and you put all the pieces where they're meant to be, but there's spaces in between. That was literally the glue that made it, Sicily. And I just gave it a name that sounded how I felt. I felt like I was in Sicily. I felt like I was the don, the capo di tutti. I thought I was the boss of all bosses, bro. Like, yeah.
Bro, is that because where you've, when people say where people come from, it sounds so cliche, but your starting point to this point here, and very few make it.
Bro, I'm from that. 1 second, let me just check my pocket. Bro, I'm from, and I don't even like to even try to make man's struggle sound harder than anyone's, because everyone's struggle is relative to who you are and how you grow up. But bro, where I'm from, the estate I'm from, the postcode I'm from, people don't go anywhere crazy, bro. The most you do is have a decent 9-to-5 job. You may be the managing director of some sort of company. It's not no $1 million company. It's not no big corporate. Do you know what I mean? People don't. The nicest cars I've seen in my estate wasn't nothing crazy, bro. It might be like a 20 grand car that people that live in this estate own. People don't bro. Yeah, bro. People don't go, put it this way. There's people on man's estate that's lived there their whole life, that's gonna live there their whole life. They can't see past living outside of this concrete here. Their parents lived here, their grandparents lived here. They have, not that they don't have no ambition, but their reality is, I'm gonna live here and die here. This is my bed and I'm gonna lay in it. That's where I'm from, bro. And that was never ever gonna be me, ever. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, how do you, but then, even in that then, like the street politics, all those things there, stuff that gets inherited, that adds another layer to.
Of course, that makes it even harder. But it's like, bro, you have to think it's bigger than me. It's not even what I want to do or where I want to be. It's bigger than me, bro. It's like the youths that look up to man. I've got nieces and nephews, countless ones. I've got my friends' kids, they all know who I am. They all know what I mean to them. I can't be like mediocre. I can't settle. I can't just be, I have to do it as big as I can so they can see, visualize, and they can touch me and be like, okay, he's done that. We can do it. They're not going to be rappers, but they're going to do something that's going to aspire to, do you know what I mean? I don't live in the hood. I don't have to be in the hood at all. There's nothing that I need to do in the hood. My mum doesn't live there. Do you know what I mean? My everyday friends don't live there. We've graduated from that. And we're only trying to get even better and bigger in life. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, whether that's through music or whatever we do, like I've got friends that play football. I've got friends that are like, that I went to school with that are like big corporate heads, they're serious in the fields of work. We can all do the same thing. We can all go on the same holidays. We can all wear the same type of clothes. We can all drive similar cars because we wanted more. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, just where I'm coming from, like, I'm like, bro, no word of a lie, bro. Like, when people see me, all they ever say is, oh, I'm proud of you. That's the biggest compliment. I'm proud of you. And you deserve it. Because they seen from the jump, they seen me, oh, I'm proud of you, man. Oh, you done well, man. And for me, I don't even think I've done that great, because then I've got pairs of hair there and the other. But to them, the people that are seeing me, that's been on the ground with me, that's growing me, I'm proud of you, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking teachers, my mum's friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, people I went to school with, people I grew up in the church with. Bro, remember I had a TV show on ITV, bro. Yeah. Teaching people how to rap. Yeah, bro. In 2020, 3 or was it 2? How to Rap
I may remember, but it doesn't.
on ADTV. Shout out Daniel. He helped me with that, bro. Man had a whole so cool. I could do all these like things within rap, but TV is a whole different thing, bro. I had people calling my mum like, "Oh, Jimmy's on telly." Like, oh my days, is that my boy? Like, it's different. It's different, bro. And it's like, bro, where I come from, bro, man has made it out 5 times over, fam. Like, literally, that's how I feel. When I go back, when I see people that I know that I've grown with, it's nothing but, yeah, like, you done well. You done a lot. You made it out of this place. Because a lot of people it's not like they don't want that for you, but they just don't see it happening. You know how much of my friends are dead, they're in jail, they're deported, they're not allowed back in the country. This is people that I was with every day. This is the people from my walk of life. They're never coming home. If they do come home, they can't be here. They're never gonna be able to get a proper job. They're already against the odds. And then there's people like, man, that, yeah, close shave. I could have been that. I could have been this. But you know what? I chose to do this instead. And that's for me, that's like, that, yeah, bro, that makes me, I can sleep at night, be like, you know what? Yeah, you didn't waste your life.
Yeah, I've got a couple questions because we're short of time, bro. So, what, I think you may have said this before, but what, like, I don't, this is going to sound a bit mad. What's, like, the most shocking thing you ever saw in the hood? Like, 4K, you're like, yo, that's mental. Because a lot of things are kind of like layered in rap, yeah, but it's like, there's a difference to what people actually see or experience.
I'd say 2, so it's people selling drugs to like their own family members. And when I say drugs, I mean like Class A drugs to their own family members. And 2, but I've got friends, and I say on Wrong Ones, your friend might kill your other friend, that's where I come from. You go watch the back door and watch the front, bro. I've got friends that we was all friends that's killed another friend. Not an enemy, not someone from the next estate, not an op, not someone that we had differences yesterday. We was friends yesterday. Today someone's dead. The killer is a friend. Do you know what I mean? Or like, it's mad, like, there's no, like, it's not even like, there's no get back here because we're friends. You've just killed my other friend. I've got to go to his funeral, but then I'm still your friend. Or I might have to visit you in jail, but you've killed my other friend. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, there's no explanations to the family, they ain't gonna get that. Yeah.
It's absurd, man. It's actually absurd. Well,
And then the biggest achievement that you feel, accomplishment, is it even if it's moving out?
yeah, just moving out of the hood, bro. I don't live in London, bro. Like, I don't live like in the borough. Like, I don't live within London. Do you know what I mean? That alone, like, just being able to walk around my area in peace. Obviously, I'm always gonna have a certain level of paranoia, but to know like I can just be here, the air is nice. Do you know what I mean? I don't see youths on the road, hoodied up. There's not bookie cars driving around. Like, I'm at peace, bro. I'm at peace, bro. Like, yeah, it's just, yeah, that's peace of mind, bro.
And bro, this is the last one. Yeah, I've got 2. Yeah, you see, do you remember majority of your lyrics? Like, or are you like?
Do I not remember a majority? Of them?
Yeah,
I've got too much, man.
Okay, cool.
Why? What's the question? Man?
The question is, yeah, like, one, like, what do you think is like the hardest bar you've written?
Ooh. So there's a song, I want to say it's on Trillin'. It's one of my favorite songs on The Professional. It says, Looking at my window pane, all I see is pain though. Niggas on job, these jobs ain't paying though. Yeah. That is one, like, yeah, that one, I don't know why. Obviously, but looking at my window pane, all I see is pain though. Niggas on job, these jobs ain't paying though.
Yeah, I see what you say.
Do you get it though?
Yeah, because that compact, yeah.
Like, you're on job, yeah, you're the man, but it's not paying. It's not, this ain't paying. Looking at my window pane, all I see is pain though. Niggas on job, these jobs ain't paying. I didn't want to say he cheated, but he cheated. It's like unwritten code. Obviously, people might not get it or whatever, but my thing is like, if we do a song like me and you in the studio, and I do my verse there, leave it as it is, and you take your verse home and change it in any way. But Stars, that's my nigga. 3 stars. It's my boy. He had the maddest verses on there, bro. Maddest. But it's mad because I was listening to the original version the other day, and I don't know if I prefer that one, but because I've listened to the second one so much now and people rock with it, I don't know. But I feel like no other person could have done I couldn't have done what Stars done on that tune. And one of the main reasons is his accent, bro. His accent just killed it, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Like John Dillinger, man, that's a similar. Like, he was doing madness on there, but yeah, big up Stars, man.
Alright, Tef, look, last one, bro, man. Like, first off, there's gonna be more music, right? You're nowhere near done. Of course, man.
I'm not done. I'm not doing the Nines. I'm not doing a Jay-Z. Shout out my nigga Nina, though. I don't know, like, I feel like, and it's crazy, I don't even know if it's cringe to say this, but I feel like I'm in like my second or even maybe my third career, bro. Like, I'm not, remember, you have to remember as well, remember the young one days with the grime. So this is why it's mad, bro. I was doing grime from like year 10. Bro, year 11, I was on Channel U, bro. And that's a big, like, at the time, it probably didn't feel that big because obviously it was just, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to school, the man in my estate. I don't go. It's only when I started leaving the ends and realizing, oh yeah, because you used to be on Channel U. I remember you used to come on. But a lot of my fans now don't even remember that young, you know what I mean? Young one, YO is young Teflon. And then I had the early rap days, me, Blade, Cons. Do you know what I mean? Bubbling like the Michael Million era. And then like it's now, where it's a lot more, it's intentional. Like everything I do is intentional. And big up, I want to big up Clavish. I want to big up Dave. And I want to big up Nux. Because those 3 artists alone featuring me in the last, I don't know how many years, or doing features with me. Dave done a feature for me, Clavish featured me on 4 of Us, Nux featured me on Bible and his album. Those 3 songs has done a madness for my fan base. I feel my fan base, like in age, has gone like that. Just doing, literally, just through them 3 songs, bro. And it's been mental, because they've just done their homework and gone backwards and be like, oh shit, it's been, I don't know if they think that I'm some sort of young boy, but they've gone and done their research like, oh shit, nigga been. Yeah, so big up them, Dave, Clavish, and the boy Nux, because yeah, bro, they've done a madness for the fan base.
For the 4 of Us one, bro.
Yeah, 4 of Us is like, I don't know, bro. You might have to hang that verse up in the Louvre of UK rap, bro, because they go crazy. And I'll be real, bro. You see, when I write verses, I know when it's a banger. I know, yeah, this one hit. I know, bro. But you see that, I didn't know it was gonna go like that, bro.
Because I went to the show. I went to Clavish's headline show in Islington.
Yeah.
Bro, you had to wheel it up, innit?
Oh yes, when we all came out. Yes. That one was mad. That one was actually mad.
I think that's when we knew. I think that's when everyone knew. Oh,
this is the one.
Yeah.
That went still. That actually went.
It was a crazy. And I think every time it's performed or you hear it, it feels fresh. it don't feel.
I feel like I don't know what it is with that song, but people, the energy, and also it's the convo where people are like, oh, who went the hardest and that. I don't really, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. People, everyone has their favorites, but I feel that convo keeps it alive as well. It's like people don't know what to choose, but I keep like, when did that song come out? 23?
23, yeah, or 20. It would have been, yeah. The video came out 2023.
Yeah.
Song would have probably done 2022. Because when Rap Game Awful came out 2023, January.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a serious staple in man's little run still, I won't lie, 100%. That starred Body Language, Barcodes, and then obviously Hollow gave me the feature on the Barcodes remix, Purple Hearts with Boost, Triple R with Trapo as well. How can I forget? Triple R with Trapo. That one sent them.
That goes off as well.
That one, yeah. I forgot about that. That one sent them as well.
This is a cliche thing that everyone says. Why is UK rap stagnant now? If at all. Like, what? Because we all talk about, you know, like, the scene is kind of tired and it's kind of this. As an artist, you're in it. Obviously, we want to talk
Honestly,
it up. But what do you really think is going on, bro?
Honestly, it's a mix between people trying to. Everyone wants to be the star, and not. I don't want to be the star. I know I'm not gonna ever be the mega star, superstar, UK rap scene on my back. That's not my thing. But if we're talking the lyricism, but this is my pocket. I know my pocket. Like you asked me before, you know my purpose. My purpose, I know my purpose. But I feel like everyone wants to be, and we can't all be that. And it's like the young boys come in the game trying to go straight there. And it's like, bro, just, not saying no one not to dream big. Everyone should dream big, but just like work on your thing before you try to go. Yeah. Like a lot of men are trying to do the big headline show in the mad venues, sold out, and you've got the fans and the numbers to do it. But you don't have the craft. You don't even know how to control a crowd of that size. You don't even know how to hold a mic properly. But you're trying to, like, it takes time, bro. And I feel like with the internet and social media and these things, like, people take away that patience. Everyone wants something instant. You want that instant, I want it now. It's not, that's not, life ain't, that's so far from the realness. Like, it's not like that, bro. There's some men that do shoot up overnight, and props to them. But even they will tell you it was hard for them adjusting. Because you can't wake up, you can't be David or James today and tomorrow you're a platinum selling artist, bang, 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 overnight and be like, oh yeah, it was just nothing. It's not nothing. That takes a lot. And you can't just, you've seen how it is, bro. You can't just give someone, especially like a kid, young black man in London with all the pressures and stereotypes, you can't give them hundreds of thousands of pounds, millions even, and expect them to be normal. Who's gonna be normal? A grown-ass man isn't gonna be normal when he wins the lottery, so why do you expect these kids to be, do you know what I mean? It's mad, it's bro, I don't blame them, innit? Because I'd probably lose my mind at that age if you give me the amount of checks that man are signing now. I don't know if you could get me in the studio. You might not be able to get through to my phone, I'll be real. I might be doing something crazy, honestly. But yeah, man, I feel like between that and people trying to be the superstar, there's also a big issue with originality. So people trying to, what works for him, and you saw it with the drill thing. You had rappers that don't do drill. Like, I've dabbled in drill, but I've done drill with drill artists. Do you know what I mean? But you get people that per se, well, not a drill artist, trying to make drill music, and it don't translate. The same thing we had with the Afro era, that's kind of died out now. The new thing now is like the TikTok kind of trend. Like, man are trying to make like the TikTok trendy music or friendly music, the kind of
people want to make trends. Like, just make music. Stop. What works for the next man doesn't necessarily work for everyone else, bro. No, and see in music, bro, nobody actually knows what there's no blueprint. No one actually knows what they're doing. Even the person that's gone the furthest, they might have had the idea and the vision, but they didn't know for sure it was gonna work. Everyone's doing trial and error, bro. Everyone, like literally. So you can't really be copying the next man.